Moon Platoon, let's take a look at the double bottom already in progress on AMC as well as GME, and take a look at what happened today in the electric vehicle industry. Lucid and Tesla falling sharply. Tesla nearly back down to $800. Let's find out exactly what you guys need to know about these double bottoms. If you guys want to be able to find out more about technical trading, the best way is to start getting this video out to as many retail investors as possible so we can create more content. That starts with the like button and it destroys the YouTube algorithm and you look pretty cool doing it. So make sure you do it. Comment out which one you are on the way up to 1,200 likes. And now let's get looking at our favorite stocks. You guys know which ones we want to start talking about. Take a look at how similarly these patterns are forming. This is just a little image I drew on my screen, and you'll be already able to see some similarities. GME as well as Tesla as well as Lucid following a very similar path of a double bounce. Now of course Lucid much harder to be able to proclaim, because all the way here you'll see that the first time it bounced was all the way up at 34.94. that was two levels of resistances away from its current bounce at 27.85. So Lucid going to be a tougher sell. Let's find out exactly how on the far left side of these options chains we'll be able to learn a little bit more about how these stocks are going to be able to play out. I'm going to pull up AMC right now. And then I'm going to take a look at where those levels of resistance and support are. The support levels that I'm looking at is 14.23. This is where AMC caught a lucky break here. Of course, it's not lucky. It is the previously tested level of support. It's something that I drew on this map while we were tracking AMC's growth upward. When we saw AMC return here, right around the end of the day, today, Thursday, January 27th, we were able to then track it going forward and breaking up against the 1557 level of resistance. Now that said, that was what AMC was able to do 2 trading days ago, and then yesterday it crossed all the way past its 200 EMA as well. This purple line that's sliding down would have been a heavy resistance, but then it crossed it all the same. You guys were wondering what exactly happened. Tesla was, let's get out of here. Despite Tesla's top and bottom line beat for its fourth quarter, investors are focused on product delays and parts constraints. Our own factories have been running below capacity for several quarters as supply chain became the main limiting factor, which is likely to continue through 2022. So, news aside, efficient markets hypothesize that this is now information that all market makers and market forces will have to take into consideration. So that means that we already have a beautiful double bottom formed on not only AMC, but on GME and Tesla. The GME one is most important. We're going to talk about it in just a second, but take a look at Tesla facing some critical support right here at $820. Lucid Motors having a tough 2022. It's been a rough start to the year for electric vehicle makers, particularly those with low revenue or no profitability yet. However, up until Thursday, Lucid has been faring better compared to other startups. Earlier this week, Lucid stock was down only 6% year to date, while Rivian was down more than 30% since the start of the year. And of course, Rivian, we can take a quick look, reminiscent of when we first started the live stream all the way back when Rivian was just IPOing. We were tracking Rivian now facing a very similar pattern. Currently at 53.35. Now that's a lower level of support, but it is still facing a similar double bottom. Now the thing about GME is that you will notice the last time we faced support was all the way at 86.29. Now despite falling 10% today, GME is not yet at that same level, 86.29. However, we've seen that AMC and GME run in parallel. They run with each other. So that is the question that we're going to have to ask. Is AMC going to have these deep in the money calls right around $3? It's $1 million of calls. We are facing this pattern since the very beginning of this trading week. So all the way back in January 24th, we would see these deep in the money calls. Of course, they started off with $1 million at $3 strike on the 24th, and then on the 25th, we'll be to see $1 calls here, and then on the 26th, this was yesterday, another $500,000 in $3 calls, and today back all the way to $1 million. So this is the options chain. Make sure that you guys understand that the battlegrounds right now is right at that $15 mark, which is where AMC is currently holding. I want you guys to be able to pay attention to the news right now, as well as the short interest. So last time we were watching the short interest, 105 million, that's a 20.5%. That is AMC's short interest. We'll also take a look at GME. Now, a small change on AMC, but still holding that 20.1%. Again, we've already seen reports of how the hidden short interest could be significantly higher. However, I'm just going to give you guys the update on Ortex of where that data is currently at. Here's where GME is at. Small increase and rising up to 11.23 million short, which means that it's about 17.96, about 18% short. This is where GME is starting to eke closer and closer to 1 out of 5 bananas on the tree is currently shorted against every single stock that exists for apes to be able to buy. Now, finally, most importantly, let's look at the 5-minute chart on Lux algorithm. You guys were able to see that sell signal. This started right around where Jerome Powell began the talk about how the economy is doing. Traveled all the way down to this Bollinger here with support. We were able to bounce off of 1565 through the after hours, coming out of into the day down to the next level of support. This Bollinger is about 1477. At the bottom of that would have been about 1451. Caught that level of support and now just trending down. But that you might have seen that yes, these are starting to curl upward, which means we are looking for a MACD crossover. So if you guys use the tools here, I'm using Webull, you'll be able to see that on the 30-minute chart, the orange line right here on the bottom of the screen, if you can go to your indicators, you can go to MACD yourself, and then you'll be able to see that that orange line is starting to cross into that blue line on the 30-minute. Let's look at the hourly as well. Zoomed out a little bit more. Notice how the orange line is starting to have is starting to slide into the blue line. So that's what we're looking for the next trading day. Of course, if you guys found this video educational, informational, or if you just liked watching Sleepy Meatball in the corner, drop a like, drop a subscribe. Thanks to those of you who make this show possible. Again, you can find those tools in the description down below, especially Lux. You still get 20% off and gives you the buy and sell signals for your day. And we'll see you guys in the money. Peace.